I will present our Tokai paper, The Matter of Tools, Designing, Using and Reflecting on New Tools for Emerging eTextile Craft Practices. In this article, we report our research of around 3 years, a research through design process of developing new tools for a more integrated electronic textile craft practice, and a study of these tools as research products proposed to a wider community of novices and practitioners in the field of eTextiles. We report our research findings from making, using, and discussing new tools, showing they not only guide habits of making and influence the technologies made, but also are formative to the understanding of eTextiles as a practice and a field. Currently, eTextiles are configured by a diverse and disparate set of tools that reflect the contributing disciplines. Electronic tools to, often badly, connect and measure conductive materials, and textile tools to manipulate textile materials but without any electronic capabilities. While previous research gave attention to designing electronic and programmable components to ease the integration with textiles, the tools, however, the productive means that bring eTextile artifacts into being, remained largely unexplored. This is specifically striking, as material and craft-based processes are inherently affected by the approach of their coming into being, depending on the judgment, dexterity, and care that makers can exercise during their work. Motivated and informed by our practice in the field of eTextiles, we developed needlework probes, an eTextile toolset, as physical and conceptual argument for a craft practice that integrates textiles and electronics. We aimed at holistic and adequate making processes in this emerging field, supporting the production of artifacts that are both functionally and aesthetically satisfying. We see the potential of these new tools in valuing material interactions genuine to textile crafts while simultaneously accounting for electronic requirements. To contact, connect, and make electronic textiles, we relied on established textile tools, such as pins and patchwork clips, to ensure good contact with textiles, and needlework tools to ensure good handling of textile materials. We also developed a textile cable to well integrate with eTextile making. Once developed to the state of a research product, we proposed the pin probes, clip probes, prototyping cords, and connectable needlework tools to a broader community of both eTextile practitioners and novices. We did so through workshops with a total of 81 participants, where we introduced the idea of new tools for eTextile making practices and guided people to craft their own. Following, we observed the use of these tools within eTextile practices, both within a 1-week workshop of 25 eTextile practitioners and our own practice over 2 years. In addition, we discussed the roles of tools for emerging practices with diverse groups of experts to further insight into their often implicit practical, social, and cultural meanings, and presented them to the wider public through exhibitions to probe their respective assumptions. We proposed a set of potential tools we deemed preferable for the practice. The production of these tools into research products evolved our speculations and prototypes from potential into possible future tools. Studying the making of new tools with participants bridged the conditions that bring a practice into being with the practice itself. For practitioners, it provoked a reflection of assumed ways to do and of previously unrecognized or unarticulated needs. To novices, it proved to be a valuable first encounter with eTextile conditions and materials in practice. As productive means of a practice, our new tools physically reached new places. The tools made electronic measurement information visible as part of crafting routines, and in doing so, placed tinkering and prototyping into the textile domain and embedded textile craft within the electronic making domain. They provided the maker with the means to see the electrical change they introduced through their craft actions, creating new awareness of the interplay of material and electronic capacities, and making it possible to draw conclusions from these actions in a design situation. Use examples showed a number of interesting new possibilities. How less disruptive contacting possibilities might result in finer materials being used and a higher quality finish of the realized artifact. How new testing possibilities might further lead to sensor innovation within eTextile work, and how a holistic routine might be faster and generally ease the making of eTextile artifacts. Our study also showed participants recognized new tools shaped the practice in a figurative sense, influencing and expanding connotation towards the practice. To quote Haraway, it matters what matters we used to think other matters with. That is, designing tool alternatives to the status quo matters towards considering the materials and routines core to our practice. Proposing new tools matters for the metaphorical, social, and cultural anchoring of a practice. Using new tools matters for being able to reveal different potentials and functionalities within and possibly different approaches towards the practice. And this matters not least towards enabling emerging hybrid electronic practices and new technological futures. For an extended description of the research process, methodology, and the designs, as well as for an extended discussion of the findings, please have a look at the article. Thank you.